What I wanted to talk about in today's podcast show was just about how, when people are in business and they get this idea and they go, right, I'm just going to run Facebook ads, which is great, by the way. You should definitely be doing that. It's a game changer if you get it right. But they go, okay, I'm going to run some Facebook ads. And then they run Facebook ads and then they generate some leads and then absolutely nothing happens. And then they go, oh my gosh, these leads don't work. It's not working. And it's like, it's not 1972 where you can place an advert in the back of a Yorkshire Evening Post, little bit of lineage in the back of a post there, and your phone rings off the hook. It's not. We don't live in that age anymore. People are distracted by everything that we've got going on. We've got Netflix and politics and Disney, which is still politics. There's so many things going on. Um, and social media in particular, Instagram and YouTube and all that stuff, to take away people's attention, your customers' attention is being eaten up by Netflix and Disney and social media and mental health and fitness and girls in bikinis and men driving Bugattis and all that stuff, right? And so you've got to find some way of rising above that noise. And sure, Facebook ads, Google ads, content, all of that stuff will help. But if you're getting somebody who downloads a guide, downloads some freebie, signs up for a training course, and then you're not following up with those, you're absolutely leaving money on the table. 2025, the client base is so much more advanced than it's ever been, and they're so much more distracted than they've ever been as well. And you've got to find a way of getting in front of your target audience as much as possible. And then when you do get in front of them, you've got to keep on getting in front of them and keep on, giving them content or getting on the phone or sending them emails. One of the things that we're pushing at the moment is our active campaign site tracking, which is really cool. So if you've got somebody on active campaign, which is the database that we use for all our CRM and all our emails and so on. If someone's on that database and they go on one of our web pages, I can see which web pages they've actually been on, which is wonderful from a sales prospecting point of view. It means that I can go and see, okay, well, they've been on the Facebook ads page. Let me drop them an email. Hey, Bob, you've been on a Facebook ads page. Is that something you want to have a chat about? Let's jump on a call. We can WhatsApp them. Which leads me to the next thing, actually. One of the recent things we've done just this week, and it's had mixed responses so far, we've actually added WhatsApp onto the top of our website. And when we say it's had mixed responses, we've had some spam, we've had people trying to sell us stuff, we've had some people wanting work experience, but at least seeing it, right? At least there's visitors going to the website, so that's always good. And then we've got one client whose ad spend right now is about $8,000 a month, and they're using another agency and they're looking for another agency, and now we're getting into that conversation, which is really cool, right? But this is the thing. In 2025, you need a really good marketing mix. This is a pie chart, okay? You need a really good marketing mix, and every single aspect of this pie chart needs to be touched. This is what you need to be creating in 2025. So are you ready? I'll give you the list. It's not conclusive. It's not full. Let me give you the list. You need to be doing organic content, live streams like this, just you and the camera and whatever comes into your head. Ideally have some kind of list about stuff you're going to talk about that's relevant, of course. So organic content, live streaming, Facebook ads, Google ads, Twitter ads, LinkedIn ads, podcasting, short form content, videos of you working out, videos of you walking the dog, your insights on life, the universe and everything, ideally something that's relevant to your business, mistakes that you see your clients making, things that you've helped your clients achieve, all that stuff. It should be a daily push of content and ads, and it should be sent out in audio, which is listening, things like podcasting and so on, video, which is things like this that you're watching right now, wherever you happen to be watching this. We're live on Facebook, LinkedIn, don't think we're on TikTok on this one, but YouTube. So that stuff is really, really important. And then when we get this bit of content, we're going to break it down into smaller little short pieces of content, and we're going to distribute those out as well. And so what happens is we're driving traffic back to the website. We have active campaign site tracking, so we can see if they're on our database, who's landing on what pages. That creates sales opportunities for us because it comes up on our database. We've got the WhatsApp number. We can easily WhatsApp them. So this is where you need to be in 2025, folks. And if you're not doing this is just the online stuff, by the way. Wait until you get into networking. And by the way, one of the really cool things, I've had this happen quite a few times, more times than enough than it's just a coincidence. You walk into a networking event and people are like, I know that guy, because they've watched you online. It's a little bit disconcerting when you're not used to it. I dread to think what being famous is like, but I've had a little bit of a taste of that and it's quite unpleasant. People come up, Dan, I'm like, hi, I have no idea who you are. Like, oh, I listen to all your podcasts and I watch you on your videos, and it's amazing, right? I have no idea who this person is. But this is the power of organic content. And like, for example, if you're running Facebook ads in a particular area, so we ran some Facebook ads in Edinburgh because it was the Edinburgh Fringe. Then we did a bunch of content around Edinburgh as well. And then we optimized some web pages for the Edinburgh Fringe, best jokes in Edinburgh. If you do a search now, it'll probably come up on page one. Our website comes up for best top jokes from Edinburgh Fringe 2025. Amazing, right? And we coupled that off with some paid ads. So we had organic, we had SEO, we had paid ads, we had some live streams, and all of that worked. And we actually closed the client off that, and we're in conversation with another client. But that is literally the level that you've got to be operating at in your business in 2025 if you want to even scratch the surface of getting business. It is hard, and it's going to get harder, not easier, because there'll be a new platform. There'll be another Netflix type thing. Like, what's the most recent platform? I can't think of one. There'll be a new top game show instead of Squid Games. There'll be something else. Where's Squid Games on Netflix? Or are you up against Netflix again? Or if there's Alien Earth on Disney. Or what has Amazon got? Apple TV's got Foundation, which I'm watching right now. There's always something to take away your attention. But do you know where your clients still are? Even though they're watching Netflix and Amazon and Disney and Apple TV, you know where they are while they're watching that? They are on their mobile phone, and they are looking and they are scrolling through TikTok and Instagram and LinkedIn and Twitter. And you have to be, and I love this saying, you have to be everywhere all at once. Good film. But it's true. That's where you need to be in 2025. And if you're not on those platforms, your competitors are, and your competitors are stealing the eyeballs away from your stuff onto their stuff. And then what's going to happen? They're going to go into their sales and marketing funnel. They'll have nurture campaigns set up. And so, like, the first step is you've got to have additional visibility. You've got to have what have you got to have? You've got to have some ads. And then one of the next steps is you've got to maintain that through retargeting. So you've got to keep showing them the ads. And then you've got to have your content as well. But one of the really big things is on the email marketing, you've got to be putting out emails. And we've actually changed it now. We're actually going Tuesday and Friday. So we're going to send 2 emails a week. Each one will offer value, like an end of week report, what's going on, what we've learned, things to share, what next week's going to look like, that kind of thing, with links that go back to our website. So then when somebody clicks that link, we can trace them back. Let's say it's Facebook ads thing that they've clicked on. We can trace them back because of active campaign site tracking. Bob's clicked on Facebook ads. Hey, Bob, send a WhatsApp. Notice you're on Facebook ads. Do you want to jump on a call tomorrow? Is that something that we should do? Like, what problem are you looking to solve? How can we help? How amazing is that? I think that's truly amazing. And this is where you also need to be. Now, it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. And if you don't know what you're doing, it is really hard. And that's why we are here. And that's what we do for our clients. You've got to have a tsunami of content going out in combination with paid advertising to get the targeting. Because one of the downsides with content is, one is you don't get a big enough reach, not enough people see it. 2 is you can't target those people. Like, we want people who are growing the business, but anyone can jump on this live stream, and anyone often does, right? So we can't target that, and so you get like everybody watching your organic content. But you can then tie it in better with the Facebook ads because you can get very specific targeting on the Facebook ads. But this is what you need to be doing: a tsunami of content. You need to be running Facebook ads. You need to have active campaign site tracking, or whatever other database does it. Like, MailChimp probably hasn't got that. I know Confusionsoft, which is now called something else because everybody called it Confusionsoft, they have it, but very complicated to set up again. Not that active campaigns, overly easy, which is why we offer it as a service. But this is where you need to be in 2025. You've got to be putting out content. You've got to be running your ads. You've got to be following up. And it's this big thing about, oh, no, I'm not following up. If somebody wants my thing done, then they'll buy it. If only that was the case. It just does not work like that. If somebody wants your stuff, you've got to follow them up. You've got to chase them. We had a call yesterday with a client for about 30 minutes, and this was the conversation. We're running some ads. We've narrowed the niche and the targeting very specifically, so the quality of the ads is going up. But that person has to follow up those ads. You're still in a sales process. Just because you're putting out a ton of content, or just because someone's filled in a form that says, yeah, I want to buy whatever you're selling, does not mean that they want to buy whatever you're selling. Like, think about something that you've said you're going to do this year and you haven't done yet. Like something really important, maybe it's weight loss, maybe it's getting a Facebook ads campaign, and you still haven't done it. And why? Because you've watched Foundation, or you've watched Alien Earth, or your child fell ill, or you started a new job, or the business is now suffering, or whatever it happens to be. There's all these things that are going to get in the way. And think about that for a second. Even though you wanted to go do that, you wanted to sign up and join CrossFit, and you still haven't done it. Why not? Now imagine if someone's been in contact with you on a regular basis and said, Dan, you were supposed to be coming. Why don't we come in tomorrow? Let's get you set up. Like, are you much more likely to do that? Absolutely. And does that sound like what might be happening in your business? More than likely. You have to be working your tail end off. Sales is hard. Marketing is hard, and it is not going to get easier in 2026. And so you've got to shift all the things that you need to do into a framework: LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, for God's sake, Instagram, YouTube. I've probably forgotten some, Facebook, right? All that has to have content. It has to be you talking about your business, you showing off your business, you showing off your results. If I go to my content calendar, which I can't show you, by the way, but if I go to my content calendar and I have a look at what I've got in terms of organic content going out, and bear in mind, we've also got Google ad campaigns going out. We've got Facebook ad campaigns going out. We've got 8 a.m. videos going out. We've got, what time is that? 11 a.m. We've got content going out. We've got more videos going out at 12. We've got client results that goes out at 3 p.m. We've got our standard adverts that go out at 9 p.m. We've got another short video that's going to go out at 10 p.m. This is all Spanish time, so it's all an hour beforehand in the UK, because I live in Spain. But like, how many pieces of content is that every single day? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6, 7 pieces of content going out every single day. It's a lot. But if you want to get in front of your customer, and by the way, we have all that content going out every day, and then we're running Facebook ads, and then we're running Google pay-per-click. Like, this is what you've got to do. I've not even included this live stream, which, will get a couple of hundred views or whatever that's going to be overall. And it's like, yeah, but Dan, nobody watches my live streams. I only get 2 or 3 people. Who cares? I only get 100, 200 people on my live streams. Think about that for a second. 100 people in a coffee shop. The coffee shop is rammed. Like, you've got to get this content out. You've got to be producing it. You've got to be creating Facebook ads. You've got to be doing this on a regular basis. Otherwise, how are you closing your business? Like, we have this conversation. If you're not doing content and you're not doing paid ads, what are you doing? Well, I network. Okay, brilliant. But imagine walking in a room and someone going, I know that guy. I've watched that guy. I even had this where I was talking to someone and I go, your name looks really familiar. And I said, oh, I do a lot of live streaming and so on. And they go, that's it, podcast. I've downloaded your podcast on iTunes. Bonkers, right? Imagine walking in a room and somebody already knows who you are. That is the power of content. It's the power of Facebook ads. And you've got to spread your message far and wide. If you think about what marketing really is, it's eyeballs looking at your stuff, right? The more eyeballs can look at your stuff, ideally targeted, which is why we run paid ads. But even if it's not targeted, just anybody sees it, a proportion of those people might be 1%. Okay, and if there's only 100 people watching, it's only one person, but that's one person this week. Is that a sale? That could be life-changing, one sale a week, depending on your business. Or if it's only 100 people, how do you get 1,000 people? Do 10 live streams. How can you increase that? Put it out to your email list. I'm going live at 12 p.m. I'd love it if you could join. If you got any questions, I can answer live. Like, you've got this opportunity right now. And guess how much all of that costs to go live and content? Nothing. Yet how much are you actually doing? Now, I get it. You're busy. You've got all this other stuff. You're distracted with everything else that's going on. 100% get it. That's why we use the 90-10 rule. When we get you on, we do an interview for 45 minutes. We pull out 20 different little short videos and we schedule those for you, all with a headline, a description, a call to action, hashtags, all scheduled, all uploaded. And you don't even have to do anything. And then we set up Facebook ads. And then we upload it to iTunes. And now you've got a podcast show. Like, that's what you should be having. But I get that you're busy and not everybody has a chance to do that. So look, I've got to go because I've got to go over to Valencia today, which is pretty awesome, by the way. But I've got to go. If you want help with your business, click the link down below. And other than that, get on the content, get on the ads. Let me know how that goes.